Hey, Don here. Okay, gonna do another live stream. I was a little thrown off. It took me a while to get going there. I was, watching my live stream page, waiting for everything to start, and let me go ahead and go to my. Well, first off, yeah, everything looks different. I'm using my old USB cam because I don't want to use my. I've got my camera 2 on, but I'll probably turn it off here in a little bit, and I may even turn off the. Right now. I have camera 1 just off, not streaming. I'm streaming camera 2 and the audio camera on camera 3. I mean, I'm not using it right now, but it's streaming. I'm trying to cut, and I may turn both of them off so that I can get remote desktop. It hasn't been working well on that Dell 1525 laptop, and so and I can do this. I can do my webcam, and of course it's an old one with very low quality, but at least it kind of I can show myself talking and waving around and everything. Let's preview what is the scene I got. Yeah, desktop and me. So I'm going to reload this and see, make sure everything looks okay. It seemed like it wasn't going to start, so I thought, uh-oh, what's wrong? Is there something wrong? And see, make sure everything looks okay. Looks normal. It seemed like it wasn't going to start. Okay, I think my stream is good. So I think I can go ahead. Now what I'm going to do is, let me get back on this. So I can't use my camera 1, so if I accidentally switch to it, you'll be seeing a black screen for a minute, but maybe I won't. Okay, now I've got my, and I can't, I wanted to show both screens at once, so I didn't try to zoom in on one monitor, and I don't have a remote desktop app even installed on the. This is the Dell 6000 laptop. This is not the 1525. The 1525s, I put it in Mom's room last night. I don't know if I said that yet. Put it in her room, got it all hooked up and everything. Took me over an hour to get all the wiring done. I thought it'd take 5 or 10 minutes, but everything was hard to get to and everything else, and get speakers in the right place and all that. So I did a lot of rerouting of everything and got it up and going. And she did tell me today that she used it last night for a while, and when I woke, but anyway, so everything was okay except for, well, I think what it was is Firefox kept popping up saying, do you want Firefox to be your default web browser? Which I always leave that turned on because I don't want Chrome taking over, so that if you open a file from Crusader, that it gets opened up in Chrome instead of Firefox, so, or Chromium actually, because I don't have Chrome on there. I have the real one, the granddaddy of Chromium. And it is lighter weight. Chrome takes long to open up when you do that you think it's not even ever going to happen, and it uses too much resources, so I don't use it unless I have to, and I don't like the way it works. But went off on a sidetrack there and lost myself. I think it's just that, and so I'm not going to turn off the little checkbox in Firefox saying always check for if Firefox is the default browser. Well, I may have to, because what I'm fixing to do, once I get I'm gonna I'm gonna have to forward my ports on my TP-Link. That's the router it's on in there in her room, and that's just the way I have everything wired, because I ran out of ports on the D-Link in here. So I got to forward. I don't think it's already forwarded. It's forwarded to something, but I'll figure that out here in a second. But once I get through making my mixed up introduction, so I'm going to forward the TP-Link to make sure or forward it to the her machine, the VNC port, and then I should be able to connect to her machine. I've already got KRFB up and running, and it's ready to go in there. Kept thinking I was going to switch and show something else, and now I can't think what that would be. But yeah, this camera, one thing I don't like about this little camera is, I'll go back to just camera 2, and I'll show you. Well, yeah, it's blocked right now, but I can show you like this. On camera 2, you see that light up there, and that pipe, that is a pipe, that's a PVCY. The base that held this is the camera right there, and it's got LEDs on it, and it's supposed to make it see in the dark. And all they are is some white LEDs. It said it's supposed to be. It said it was infrared, seeing almost complete darkness and all that. All it is some LEDs that shine and make a little light for about 10 feet, I guess, from it in the real dark night. But it used to come on. They used to come on and off automatically. It was kind of weird when I first got it. It would do it just fine in XP, but when I started plugging into Linux machines, some operating, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't, depending on the, I don't know if it was the Debian or Fedora, or if it was the desktop I was using or what. But then when it got to where it worked most of the time until that base that held it up broke, and it's completely round and it fitted perfectly in that PVC pipe Y. And I just put some silicone in there and stuck it in there, and so it's there. But it made the sensor be covered up so the light's on if it's on. And as soon as I opened up, I just realized after setting it up and everything, I closed and opened OBS Studio. It comes on the instant OBS Studio is on no matter what scene I'm on. I can go to my desktop where it's not being used. That light doesn't go out, and it's blinding to me. Yeah. I thought I was going to be all right, but the sun was still up when I started all this. Now the sun's down, and it's really starting to bother me. But I can just unplug it when I decide I don't want to use it. I can unplug it. So I may be fiddling with everything. I guess I should just made a video on all that instead of what I'm supposed to be trying to do, huh? Okay, so let's see, Camp 2 and that. But anyway, I went to all the trouble to set it up, so I'm going to use it. As bad as it all is. So, and of course I can always plug and unplug it, and now I don't ever leave it plugged in, because one thing I figured out, USB cameras actually use quite a bit of resources, and the longer you leave them plugged in, the more of your resources they'll use. So you don't want to leave them plugged in all the time. All right, now I'm going to use my KVM switch and switch over to the Dell 6000 laptop. So now I can operate it with this, my same mouse and keyboard. I won't be able to see my preview, but that's okay as long as everything's going well. I'm going to hit refresh. I already have it on the DHCP clients page, and of course now that I did that, you can see the same thing in the big monitor and the little laptop screen. Of course, I know you can't read it. Probably can't read it on either one, but maybe you can get some idea what's going on here in this one. Now this is, since I plugged this laptop into that cable in Mom's room, so it's not set as the release time is not permanent. I haven't set it, as a. So I'm going to do that first, so that it won't be changing all the time. And it's 192.168.1.118, and then I can just copy the. It's kind of weird in this router interface for the TP link. You can't right click, and I don't think it works if you control C, if I can find them. Control C, I don't think that'll do anything. Let's see. Yeah, it did work. Okay, you can control C, or you can hit edit copy. Okay, so now let me get into the. You can't do it from right here. I wish you could. That'd make it so much easier. I want to go to. They're all different. Every router's different. I want to reserve it. I don't know if it's an advanced routing or what. No, that's destination network. Static route is. I just want to make it permanent. Back to the HCP, maybe. Oh, address reservation. It was right there in that section. See, I got a whole bunch of them, and I hope I don't. Let's do this. Put this in my search. Okay, yeah, I haven't ever reserved the MAC address. First, you have to have the MAC address and the IP address. Now, what was it? 192. It could be the same. MAC, I didn't think about that. Let's go back. Clients list 192.168.1.118. Now, address. No, it's never been reserved. 192.168.1.118. Okay. So I can, the MAC addresses, I can have a hard time copying them. I couldn't remember it long enough to type it out. But I can do IP addresses because I'm really used to them. Enable and save. Oh, I'll end up having to reboot the router. Okay. Now, should be in that list. Oh, wait. It says next. I think this is where I've gotten into trouble before. It's not there yet. So I think you have to hit next. Oh, maybe I got to reboot the router. They're wanting you to do it right now. Oh, next. There's more. There's so many. I don't see 118. There's still a next. I've gotten too many of it. There's 20 of them. I need to delete. See, what I do is I don't have 20 machines. I've just kept reserving these addresses at different times, and I just need to delete. I wonder if I should delete everything, but see, I don't know what machines they are. There's other routers would let you put the name of the machine in there as well, and then I would know. But this one is MAC address, IP address, reserved. So that's it. Okay, so it is there, and I did save it. Okay. There's one where you got to do an extra step. I remember getting hung up on that. But I'm thinking maybe I ought to unreserve all those others. I won't do it right now. I'm just going to get working what I'm trying to get working. The only two that I really want reserved is the ones that are here right now. DHCP client list. The it should say permanent now. Oh. The least time, it says permanent on my TW651BR. That's my TrendNet router. I want it to always be the same. It should have a, let's go make sure it's reserved while I'm at it here. Control C. Yeah, there it is. Let me go look at that. Address reservation. I'm going to have to go through each page in the list and see. There it is. 108. See if it's in there more than once. I wonder if that's possible. It should not let you do that. Yeah, 108. So it's, now why is the, maybe, oh, it takes effect after reboot. It'll say permanent after a reboot. Now I think I better reboot the router now. Yep, got to reboot the router. And I can do that from here though. I don't think I can reboot my new D-Link from, there it is right there. Reboot. I don't think that'll hurt anything. Yeah, because I'm using the wired connection. I don't even have the Wi-Fi turned on the TP-Link because it worked pretty good for the first, I don't know how long I've had it, year or two, and I've had it 3 years now or something. But you know, there's an unbelievable amount of Wi-Fi devices that show up to any of my, area, what do they call it? Survey, usually call it survey or something when you look in your routers to see what's available. Or if you're on a laptop or whatever and you say, what's available, what can I connect to? It's like 20 things. Of course, you can't connect to them because they all got passwords and everything. Nobody leaves them open anymore. But, and that's just, and I mean, I know I can see the ones across the street. And one of my neighbors across the street and to the left, one house to the left, I helped them, worked on their, build a computer for them and helped them with trouble for a few years ago, for several couple of years. And looks like it's, yeah, it should refresh in a minute. And I could see theirs, but it was really, really weak, signal. Next door on either side, I can see them. And yes, I can see behind us too. We got pretty big backyards, but I can see the ones behind us. So, it's when they talk about the the wireless bandwidth being saturated, it's already here. It's been here for a while. So anyway, the new D-Link is more powerful, more able to deal with all that, and it's working a lot better. I can. Well, I went. I'm waiting for this to refresh, so I'm jabbering. I went outside and I've done videos out in the garage with my Wi-Fi. From my audio one camera and the audio on the other camera, and the audio and video won't be in sync. And I did finally remember. I also tried just doing audio and video on the same camera, and it'll just like freeze the frames of video for long periods of time, and then audio will cut in and out, so it won't work at all that way, all on the same stream. It does work with the set, one camera for audio, and one for audio. One phone for audio, let's say it that way, and one phone for video, but they're just so far apart. It's like, it feels like 30 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds or something, or more. It might be 15 seconds, but I didn't ever sit and count it. I may have to refresh this myself. But let's just go to another page. Where's the system tools? Oh, okay, here we go. DHCP. It's not finished refreshing yet. Maybe hung up. I hope it's going to be able to connect to it right and everything. Maybe it's not done rebooting yet. It is a slow one. So, slow at rebooting. I'm going to hit stop and then hit reload, see if it'll... I think it just ain't completely back up yet. Made myself forget where I was, but... yeah. Great. You know what? Sometimes when you keep trying to connect to something and you can't connect to it, the browser gets out of whack. I haven't clicked it but once, though. If you keep trying, stop and excuse me. Stop and reload a lot, which I do sometimes because I get tired of waiting. Sometimes if you close the browser and open it back up, it'll straighten out. Let's see. .10.105. Oh, that's right. Okay, this one is this. Did I lose my? Oh, I lost the Wi-Fi. That Wi-Fi might have been how I was doing it. This has got 10.105 is the TrendNet router, and it doesn't have a Wi-Fi connection. So. Okay, sometimes I noticed in the Dell 1525 laptop, when you lose the Wi-Fi, it doesn't automatically reconnect, like it always does in Fedora. But if you turn it off and turn it back on, usually it'll reconnect better. Oh, the TP, but I just said the Wi-Fi is coming from the my D-Link though, so that's not a. Yeah. Look at the connections just to see. It should say D-Link in there. Yeah. No, it says TP-Link. So it didn't even have a Wi-Fi connection at all. Actually, right now, I'll go ahead and delete that while I'm in there, and then I'll try it again. TP-Link. Okay. Delete it, because I'm not going to run that any time soon. And the okay, now let's see if the wire. Oh, let's do the wireless then. Disable and enable networking. See if it'll connect back up. Now it's connected. Okay, now maybe we should be able to get back in the router now. I don't know. Maybe it even does that on the wired connection sometimes. Come on now, don't be giving me trouble. I didn't do anything big and hard. Surely I wouldn't have to reboot my other router just to get the TP-Link to work again. Not, the one that I'm using to stream to the stream this stream. Lucky this, I'm not rebooting the router that I'm streaming from. So, but I'm not going to google.com either. How ridiculous. Let me get back on my machine and see what's going on with everything. Okay, we should still be okay. Let me check my stream first. I think I'll reboot the laptop. I can just turn on the. It's got the wireless. I had them turned off because I didn't want to get into all that caps lock problem that I had with the other laptop. But I'll just turn on the mouse there and reboot it. As long as I don't have the other keyboard on, I should be all right. I'll reboot it and see if that'll fix it, because I just can't see there being just making that one little change and then rebooting the router, giving it any trouble. Unless, well, I can look in here and see if it can be seen. If I end up having to reboot the, I mean, I did that with the software. I'll try it again with the button on the back, because it does have a button on the back. But if I end up having to reboot this router to get an IPS address back on the TP link, I'm going to be mad, because that'll mess up what I'm doing here. I guess I'd have to end the stream and start again. This router to get an IPS address back on the TP link, I'm going to be mad, because that'll mess up what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm streaming fine and dandy. Okay, let's go to the go ahead and get on the desktop now, since I can do that, and see. I should have. Is that TP link the one that I never see on here? I think it is. I don't know why it wouldn't show up, but okay. Bishop Cole, Nova 15, BioStar unknown, MediaTek. That's 10-inch tablet, phone 1, phone 2, an Android, Intel unknown. Amazon, that would be the Amazon tablet, phone 3, the printer. So the BioStar should be the unknown Intel. Surely that TP-Link doesn't have an Intel processor, does it? 164. And on top of everything else, it seems that I had my USB drive plugged into it, because I thought I might copy I thought I might have something I want to copy onto there, back up, but also I didn't want it plugged into my Lenovo Wi-Fi, because I didn't want to wait for the lucky backup to finish before. And if you unplug it, it just won't run. So it messed up the reboot. So I unplugged it. I shut it down. I got to be careful with my USB drive. Yeah. So I made sure I shut the machine down, and then unplug it, because that NTFS is finicky. It's been broken at least 3 times already. And once I know it was because Windows crashed. That AS Rock that I've had so much trouble with crashed with it plugged in. It messed up the file system. I mean, it's unreadable until you get it on a Windows system and run FSCK. Let's see what's going on with that. Firmware failed to load. There's something that it was doing that on the Dell. This is Debian 8 too. Something about some kind of firmware, but it doesn't make anything at all that I know of not work. I don't know what it is. It might be. It looks like maybe it's. Okay, now we're back. Let's see. Let me. Let me switch my KVM switch and everything. But I'll close the browser unless I need it again. Let's go back to where I was with that camera too and all that stuff. I think should be back up. Yeah, there we go. Now I can get back on the. I debated about going. I thought maybe I really should have. I started to myself. I said, "Well, I'll just do this." Before I even start my video, then maybe I wouldn't have thought to hook up that USB camera and spend 45 minutes doing that. And then all this, you wouldn't have got the joy of watching me go through all this. Okay, come on. There. I just can't type anymore. I used to could do the. I used to not have. I don't know why I'm having so much more trouble typing. So anyway, hopefully it'll be right back, to normal, and I can get back in that router. Unless when I rebooted it, it never did. It didn't automatically get an IP address from the D-Link. I noticed that I'm having to reboot the D-Link all the time. And because I fill up the Wi-Fi's cache, and then more. I don't know. There's a lot more to it than just that simple. What I'm saying here, but okay, let's just go to the browser and see. But anyway, I was worried that every time some of my other, I guess it was when I had the TP-Link as the main router. Every time I rebooted it, the others would lose connection. It is not connected. It doesn't have its IP address. Let me go up here and just reboot it. Okay, hopefully I realized just what I was fixing to say. The TrendNet's the one that every time you reboot the router, in front of it, you got to reboot it too. And that's actually what this is on. Yeah, I see it's starting to, you might not be able to see it, but at the top right, you'll see the little 2 green dots and a swirling thing. It's reconnecting. So that's what it was. A TP-Link is what it's on. It's not actually on. I was able to connect, yeah, because I'm behind it, and I'm on the tail end. So you can go from the back forward, but you can't go from the front back because the router thinks something's coming from the internet trying to attack it. So that's what it is. I think I'm okay now. Okay, come on now. Don't make me a liar. Yeah, okay. Now. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm always trying to go from the front to the back, and I can't do it without forwarding ports and stuff. And 1.1, is that what it was? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're back now. So, yeah, I needed to reboot the TP-Link because it's the further. It's TP-Link. I mean, I had TrendNet, TP-Link, TrendNet, D-Link, and then the modem. Okay, so TP-Link, the TrendNet will not auto-refresh it when you reboot the one that's serving up an IP address to it. It will not refresh itself and get a new IP address, or obtain the same IP address actually, because I have them set to give the same one out. I was just showing you that, even though address reservation. Okay, no, not that one. Listings. Client list, okay, even though it's always going to, yeah, now they both say permanent. Even though the TrendNet always gets the same IP, it still has to be rebooted. So, and the other ones don't do that. It's like anytime I reboot my modem, the D-Link it's fine. I mean, I usually reboot it just to clear its Wi-Fi cache and everything, but client list, oh, that's where I'm at. Okay, so the reservations are just crazy, a lot of them, 20 of them now. But that's okay. 118, okay. Now I need 118 to be the, now I want to go to forwarding. It's 108. I don't know which one 108 is, but I'm just going to modify that. The VNC was going to 108 for whatever, last time I did it. Enabled, protocol all. Common service port, Leave that alone. The port's already in there. Leave the internal port blank because I don't want to have like a valid for single service port or leave blank. So anyway, I'm going to leave it blank because that's what I want. All right. Now, I'll leave this running like this. Guess I've done all work right, but I should be able now to go to, let's go to this and make sure I know, well, I can tell from that router, but the IP address that's being given, well, no, I couldn't. I had trouble telling that. The IP address that's being given, the TP link is 0.117. Okay. So yeah, if I leave that up there like that, then, whoa, where'd it go? There. Don't click that release button because it doesn't release and renew, it just releases. Then you have the trouble I just had again for another reason. All right, now let me get back on my machine. Okay, now I'm thinking as I sit here, oh, it didn't catch the KVM. So I'll get over here on my server. That's the next one in the order there, and go back. That thing has done that for years, and sometimes it gets a little better and a little worse. I need to get my, there it is. I need to get my electrical spray after that thing, I think. Probably need to open it up though to do any good. But maybe if I just spray around the switch real good. But it needs to get inside the switch to do any good. So anyway, yeah, let's go on my desktop because I want to try to connect to 0.117. Okay, we'll do that, and then I'll probably just go ahead and turn off. Let me unplug that USB camera and turn off the camera 2 so that I won't be using up bandwidth. Let's see. Guess I might as well start on this one. Ah, it works. Yep. There we go. Oh, and it fits since it's, I wonder why it, oh, because of the way I got it set up. Okay, so it's fitting the screen and everything now. It's bigger. So, as a matter of fact, it's too big. You got a page up and down. That's going to be impossible for me to work, I think. Well, maybe not. Yeah. Next time I'm going to close it now. I might try to use the one I like, but I'm going to turn off the cameras. But I'm going to stay on, yeah, I'm going to stay on desktop. As a matter of fact, while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this load up and make sure that my stream is working. Okay, I got my one thing down and one thing to go. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let me get my camera. Get up there and turn my camera. I got my one thing down and one thing to go. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see, is this all going to work? Okay, let's see, is this all going to work? Okay, so I turned off that camera too, unplugged the USB camera, and we should be on, yeah, we're on desktop, so now I'm ready to do that. But now that I don't have it, I still have my little camera 3 running with the audio. That way, if I need to go off in the other room, I can just flip on, flip over to, I can turn it on, yeah, and turn off the SM58. So I'll try it that way. Let's see if I can use, without the other extra bandwidth being used up, 0.117. I know I've used that. That's always the one that goes to the TP link because I have it set to always go there. And I just have to forward the TP link to which direction I'm wanting to go. Okay. I would like to have been able to show all the work that I was doing in the desktop, but that would have taken a lot more time. There we go. Now it'll fit. I can make it fit. And then I can make it full screen. Now it's just like I'm on the computer. Now you'll know right away. I'll show you the desktop switcher at the bottom. It's kind of off to the side, but it's almost in the middle. I can't get it to quit doing that. These, every time you reboot the machine, these keep going over there. And I actually put a divider in there and trying to keep, and these, let's see, they're a locked to panel, but they're still jumping across it and going over there. I thought about unlocking them and seeing if they would jump back over here, but I don't know. Let's see. That's locked to panel. That's a divider too. That's the one that always just comes with it. That's weird. I've seen things like that happen sometimes, but usually it all goes back to normal after a reboot. And I put but I'm leaving it because it's not that big of a deal, It's just the way I like it to be the way that I'm used to, But Mom's using this and she doesn't notice all this stuff anyway, so. And I put the monitor controls up there, and I'll go in there to show you. I discovered something very different in this Debian 8. I put click show monitors and panel. I think the 23-inch monitor showed up. The default is it's on the left and the laptop's on the right. I'm going to click on anything, it'll probably lose my display. And it started out, it was actually set, well, I think it was just set to same in both monitors, and I didn't do that on that. Well, yes, I did. I'm sure I did that on that machine because that's the way I used to do it with my TV, and it would be, and the most it can get out of that though, same in both image in both monitors is 1024 by 768. So that just looks terrible, it's out, everything's out of shape. If you play a video, it's terrible. So then I checked off of it and then had set each one to its maximum resolution it could do. But then what happened then was then you had no controls, and no matter what I could do, I couldn't get the controls to be in the big monitor. They were always stayed on the laptop monitor. And you could drag things over from one monitor to the other, but excuse me. She couldn't work. I can't work. I've tried it. I can't stand it. I want all my controls there all the time. I'm talking about workspace switcher. Applications, all this stuff. The bars. They call them panels. And I call them toolbars. But well, it's already not refreshing good. As soon as I messed around a little bit, so I can't use this one very well. Don't look like. I guess I could try turning off the. It must have more to do than it may not be strictly it may be this server that's being run on here. It may not be my Wi-Fi. I might be wrong about what it is, but causing this to not refresh right. So anyway, I thought it was right in here, but I don't see it. Somewhere you can set it. I found this spot. Oh, I can't click on it. I think if you're on the laptop, you can click turn it off, and what it does is it's on when you boot up, and then once you log in, the laptop, you see it's black there in the picture. The laptop turns off the monitor, which is actually good because it kind of bugs you when you have a laptop. I've got this up above her desk. There's a high shelf, and I've got it up there, but you can still see it, and it distracts your eyes and all that stuff. And of course, when I'm running, like with my KVM switch, sometimes I would just as soon have the laptop. Sometimes I turn it away from me or something because it draws my eyes away, and just something moving in the corner of my eye, it bothers me. And that's why it's the same kind of thing. It's like I can't stand, blinking ads and stuff. So anyway, turn off the laptop monitor, tell it to turn it off, and it'll turn it off as soon as you boot up, and everything will go automatically. This isn't Debian 8. I've never seen this before in any other operating system, and it'll automatically go to your big monitor. That isn't what you have to do. You can actually say which one do you want to be the main monitor, default monitor, whatever in Fedora, and do it that way. Or you can, if the resolution's what you can live with, then you can say same in both monitors, and that's actually the way I prefer to do it if it will work out for you. But in that laptop, I was actually using it to watch TV on this old CRT TV with this video cable, and so 1024 by 768 was actually what I wanted. It's what fit the TV. Oh, now my messed up view is gone, so I'll just stick with this unless I have more trouble. I was fixing to say I'm going to have to try that Tiger VNC viewer. I do want to know what server's on here, though. So I'll find that out in a minute. Let that browser get opened up. Oh, yeah, that's what she was seeing. Firefox is not currently set as your default browser. Would you like to make your default browser? You know what? I bet Chromium did that, like I was saying, when I had it open. And I didn't notice to tell it. I thought, don't ever do that. You got to tell it don't do that. So I got to do that. Probably need to do that before I forget. Yeah, that's something. Things like that, she doesn't know what to do, and it really throws her off. Let's do that right now. But I do want to know what's wrong with mine. Well, maybe it's going to be all right now. I want to know what's wrong with my VNC. It used to, my VNC servers that I've used in Linux all these years work so wonderfully. You'd completely forget you were on remote desktop if you put it in full screen like this. And I don't know what's going on, but see, it's already acting up there. I mean, if it'll work, that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but I can live with it. Where's the settings? I can't even see them. Okay, oh, look at that. Oh, I can't see all the. That's one thing I'd like to be able to do is. I don't know if you can put the put all this stuff. No, you can't. Not in Chromium. Okay, so I can't do it like I have Firefox. Settings. There's the settings. Yeah, let's search. Default. My gosh. Default browser. There we go. Chromium cannot determine or set the default browser. Okay. Well, so is it still turned on? I don't want it to be turned on. My search is just, I don't want all that junk up there. That just made it harder to figure things out. I want it to go to each entry, not show them all with extra crap to try to figure out what it all is. I know I'm cranky. Okay, somewhere in here I've seen it a jillion times. There's a place for you to set default browser. Okay, maybe in the advanced. That wouldn't be an advanced setting, but it may be where it is. I'll try another search. Whoops. I hit Control D by accident. What did that do? I don't know, but I don't want that. I don't know what that was doing. That ain't what I want. Oh, that's a different. Okay, maybe that search will work. That's the page search. The keyboard is work. Oh, yeah, I am on remote desktop. Its keyboard is going nuts with extra. I'm not hitting it a bunch of times. There. There. Oh. Okay, that's no good. Trying there. Default browser. That's what I'm trying to change. I want to turn that off. I don't want it trying to do that to me. Oh, the refreshing is not working still, so it's one of my problems here. Well, it's almost like they're not going to let you turn it off in this version. It's still not typing right. Okay. Let's get out of this. I'm going to have to try the other one. I guess I could turn off my... Now that craziness, I don't see what that would have to do with... Let's see. Well, now... I have the wireless keyboard in her room is on, but nah, it's just because of this remote desktop business here. Wireless keyboard in her room is on, and the keyboard on there, but I'm not getting you know, the problems with these, you know, caps lock or any of that. Let's see. Yeah, Chromium. Turn off default browser. Turn off default browser. Make Chrome your default browser. How to change your default browser? Oh, come on. How do I remove Chrome as my default browser? It should work in both the same. Chrome or Chromium. Right click your Windows taskbar. No, this is not Windows. I'm not talking about... I mean, the Bane... This is trying to do it from the operating system. Well, I guess I can try and look in there. I'll go look right now while I'm thinking about it. Whoop, that's going to put me in my... Yeah, and I can't even make this. This one doesn't... You can't make it any different size, so I got to remember not to go down there. Well, if I go down there, there's where I got to go to... what is it I'm trying to do? I already forgot. Oh, I wanted to go to... Up here is where I want to go. I want to go to... if I stay in the same workspace, I may be alright for the most part. Okay. Preferences. Preferred applications. That's how you do it in Linux. Firefox ESR, Thunderbird. Now, what I'm going to... I forgot. I have not even said what I'm going to do today. All this to get to this right here. Firefox ESR is the browser that I had her using. And right after I got it in there, I don't think I even did it till after I got it in there. I said, oh, let's see what YouTube looks like. And it would just barely play a video in full screen. I mean, it worked once it got open, but it was just really barely getting it there. Multimedia. What in the world? Internet Firefox. Okay, is that? No, that is not because of the lack of refreshing. Let's see. LibreOffice for text editor, make terminals good. File manager, I would prefer it to be, you can't do that in here. Can't do Crusader, so I'll leave it. Yeah, I think I already went through all that. Okay. But, yeah, image viewer, not Firefox. I want GwenView. There we go. Multimedia. Okay. Very good. Now, this, what I'm going to do, I keep going off. So it is set to Firefox, so let's close that. What my whole thing is I'm in here to do is I'm going to download Firefox, the newest version. I'll open up Firefox in a minute and show you. It's staying behind a few versions. And then unpack it into the home directory, and then I'll change this icon to point to it. And then we will... it'll get automatically updated, and because I got to thinking, well, the newer version of Firefox actually is lighter weight than the older version, and it's going to get the security updates every time they come out. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's a bunch of stuff that's not even probably related to what I was trying to do. So yeah, whenever you have to page around, you can't even see what it is you want to get to. I'll look through it one more time now that I think it's going to refresh a little better. See if we can just find this spot. If I'll slow down and stop being all pissy, maybe I'll pay attention and find it. I was just trying to hurry because that wasn't what I was even wanting to get done at the time. Haste makes waste. Default browser. Okay, cannot determine. That's all it says. It doesn't say which one you want to choose. They must have changed it. Used to, there was a checkbox that said, make Chrome your default browser or don't, and you turn it off, and then and until it checked itself again with an update or something, then it would be cool and it wouldn't bother you like that. But I may have, see, if you turn it off in Firefox, quit checking, then yeah, it'll quit popping that up, but all of a sudden one day Chrome will open up instead of Firefox, and it drives that I hate. So okay, so I can't see it, any checks for it. So I'm going to give up on that. Okay. Make sure the home button is working. So I don't know if Chrome's fighting with it. I can't tell. So I'm going to open up Firefox. And we'll look in those settings for a second before we do our download and everything. Okay, preferences. Oh, that's not checked. Oh, yes, it is checked. I always check to see. That's what I'm talking about. This is what's popping, making that pop up. But it says Firefox is currently your default browser, so it really shouldn't be popping up like that. Actually, I want to take it out of this one because I'm going to put that in the other version. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I think that will work. Let me look in mine and make sure. But I believe that will fix me up. I'll go ahead and check my stream right quick. I guess I could try setting that, opening that up over there on the other laptop. I just didn't really think it could handle it, running it. I think I might do that in a minute. because I've got the Dell 6000 over there running, and I'm not using. I won't be using it really. You know, now that I've got my ports forwarded and everything. Okay, let's go to preferences. Yeah, see, it's on. Always check if Firefox is your default browser. And it has a little, this one has a little smiley face saying it's your default browser. Okay, so, and here's what I'm going to do. This is running, like I said, and it's not portable mode, and it's not really standalone mode. You would call it more standalone mode, like an application that runs alone without any other, without even being installed or anything. I mean, that's, portables do that too, but they can also be left on a USB stick and plugged into another machine and still work right. Well, this wouldn't work right if you just it's depend. I'll show you in my file manager, but anyway, 5802 is what we're going to get. So let's go ahead and close that. I'll show you in my, I'll go to my home directory here. Okay, there's Firefox. That's what I'm going to do right there. Unzip it like that, and then there's .mozilla. Oops, not. .mozilla is where your .mozilla, then Firefox, and that's where your profiles are, and yeah, the one on top is the one I'm using now, and that's where all your session backups, your bookmarks, everything is. So that doesn't change that, and if you open up the old version again, it'll still be, you know, everything's connected back to that folder. That's why I say it's not true portable mode or really completely standalone mode either. But I mean, but this one that I had open a minute ago, and that link points to that icon. It's not the installed version on this system. But it works great, and all you have to do is in the settings tell it to update itself. And so even though Pt43 is not updating anything much but just like security updates and stuff, and it's going to quit doing that for long, that Firefox stays up to date, and so does my Thunderbird, because I do it that way too. And in here, if you go to this, probably I think it's going to be it's this icon, because when you're running one like I just said, you know, in standalone mode, I'll say, it doesn't put an icon there, and you could manually put one in there, but I don't do that. This points to the old version, and actually it has Flash installed and stuff, and sometimes I used to open it up and use it when I was on a website that had Flash and I wanted to use that, you know, say to watch a video or something, and it wouldn't play without it. But I hardly ever do it anymore because it's got to where you don't really need to. So that's what I'm doing in here. So let me get okay, I don't have it open now. Get back into Firefox over here in her machine. This is the Dell 1525 is over there in Mom's room now. I don't have it in here. And while that's opening up, I'm going to try to go to, I haven't done anything to get, I don't have my bookmarks or anything in that Dell 6000 laptop. But I do have my login, logged into Google, so I can go to my live stream. Well, there it is on my front page when I just click on there. Oh, I don't have any ad blockers. I don't know if I want to go to my admin page or to the actual, I'm going to go to the actual live stream page and see what that's like. That might actually work out better, because I won't have to keep reloading and all that junk. I won't put it in full screen or anything. It wouldn't be able to handle it. This one is, I think, running the older version too as well. That's what made one of the things that made me think about it. Yeah, now I can hit pause and start, and maybe it'll. Yeah, I clicked in the video to stop it. It didn't take, because it's not not taking too well. It's not working too well. Okay, I clicked on help. Yeah, it's at 45.6.0. Now, I haven't updated that system. I hardly ever turn it on. And So it needs some updates because, yeah, let's see what the version is here on hers. That's a bit of delay, but that's because I'm on remote desktop. Through 2 routers as well. You know, that's going through 2 routers. No, 3. Yeah, 2 routers, not 3. Okay, this is 52.0.4. So, you know, the other one's way behind just because the whole system hadn't been updated. But that's the newest one. I updated it the other day. That's going to be on Debian 8, and they do that. They stay behind a little bit on purpose with everything to stay more stable. That's what Debian aims at, is being really stable. But and I thought of something. Debian is a good operating system, and I've never gotten a virus on it, but I love one thing about Fedora. It has SC Linux, Security Linux, built into it, and it's always watching and protecting. It won't. Sometimes it'll aggravate you because it won't let things happen, but used to I would put it in permissive mode. Now I don't even do that anymore because, you know, the hacking is so bad these days. And there's really, if it's something that it won't let me do, it's usually not that important, and I just don't try to do it. It works better than it used to too. It used to really block all kinds of normal things, but if you didn't know that, Fedora Linux has this built-in security application that comes with it. So don't turn it off. Use it and let it protect you. You know, so that's one thing about running Debian for my mom. I'd kind of rather her be on Fedora, but I don't know about her machine being able to handle it. Let's see. Let me get to what's the quickest way to get to Firefox. Probably go to Help and say About Firefox. Yeah. I don't know if this one will take you to the page. Maybe if I go to What's New, it'll take me to their main page, and then I can. Oh, this is this version. This is Firefox 52.0.4 ESR, September 28, 2017. Fixed. Oh, some bugs fixed. Okay, so this is the version that Debian's using. This is their page. So let me go to, this is a special version or kind of a remix of Firefox. I want to go to get the download Firefox. So let's see. Mozilla.org, the new version. That was actually an ad, but this is not ad blocked. So you better watch out when you haven't got none of that in there. Why isn't it? This is hers. No, it's ad blocked, but it says ad right there. Let me look. Anything that's an ad, I don't really trust it, and especially when I'm going somewhere to download something. I guess my ad blocker options, it must still be allowing block additional tracking, block social media icons. Let's see, allow acceptable. Yeah, I don't want that because of stuff like that, right? Especially for my mom. Okay, only allow ads without third-party tracking. Could do that, but I'm going to leave it the way I think that's the way mine is. Block additional tracking, block social media icons. I would do that, but let's see what I have on mine, because I don't want it blocking so many things that she can't do what she needs to do. That's the problem with that. Let's see, ad block plus. Where is the icon? There it is. I have it turned off on the Google homepage because none of these right here will work with it turned on. That's the only page, one of the very few pages I have it turned off. Let's look at the options here. Yeah, I don't have that done that way, and I don't have that clicked, so I'm going to do it just like that. So let me do the same thing over there. Yeah. Okay, now let's see what I've got in. Well, I've got a few white, but that's the ones that I put in there. There may be something that needs to be. She probably won't, you know, if there's something that needs to be done, she's trying to do something, she'll just have to say, hey, I'm trying to do this, and it won't work. Block element, let's see how that is. Right click menu. What's this? Let's just look at mine and then I'll know. Okay, yeah. Rule list. I'm on her ESR, aren't I? I haven't started the other one up yet. I'll have to do this again. It's not working. Well, I'm going to leave it alone because I just realized which one I'm in. I came here to download stuff. Okay, so I just closed mine. Got ahead of myself there. Okay, so, but yeah, I want that. I remember why I did it now because of what came up. Now, if I reload my search, still got that. No, that's not the ad now. Okay, let's see. Download Firefox, Mozilla.org English. I'm gonna go there because I still don't know about what that is. We hit reload and see if that top one goes away. It may not. Okay. That might be layered like that because they're actually in Firefox, but anything that even resembles an ad to me, I'm just worried about it. Okay, Firefox, yeah. And let's see, do I have that? I think I was able to install that in here, and that won't work in the newer version, but a link scanner, I used to have 2 link scanners that I used constantly. I got to work, it slowed down my work. Well, the new version actually has some protection built into it, but I would use these link scanners. It's not there. Let's see. It's not going to be in there. I think you must have to put it in the toolbar. Add-ons. I'm going to show you what it is since I've already started talking about it. Dr. Web Antivirus Link Checker. I thought you could right-click on links. Can't search in this page. I hate that. You can't search in any of these add-ons pages. Anyway, that right there, Dr. Web Antivirus Link Checker. Automatic updates. Preferences. There they are. Okay, and let's see. Oh, it's got an ad blocker too. Well, maybe it's supposed to be automatic, but used to you could have it up there in your bar up here. And then I discovered that you could right click on links, and there's another one I always use. I can't think of the name of it right now. There's another one I always use that you could just, and that's the one I liked better. Oh, there it is. Check with Dr. Web. Did I just not see it? So you can check it with Dr. Web, right click, then I'll, usually left click. I think right click will work too. It may not be coming up because this refreshing is not working good. Let's see what happened here. Try it one more time. Check with Dr. Web. It should open up in a new tab, and oh, there it is. Got to allow it. From Google. So show that. She wouldn't even be able to use it. There you go. Okay, error. Couldn't even scan that page. Try it one more time. Some pages are in a certain format of HTML5 or maybe PHP pages that I need to. It's saying it's from Google. Oh, because I'm on Google. Well, I don't want pop-ups from Google. I just want the Dr. Web thing to work. Well, I guess it doesn't work so great anymore. But anyway, I'm sure this version of Firefox is new enough to. But downloads, you can, if it's an actual link to a file, it'll scan it. Update it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, let's see what this is going to do. If it's an actual file, it usually always scans it. That's what I want to do. Clean. Okay. I don't know if it's a file or another page, but it's clean. That's how it's supposed to work. I guess I could say, let's see. What I want to do is just whitelist when I go to Dr. Web, not every time Google wants to. See, I don't want to allow pop-ups from that whole website, so that's turned into a problem with that. That's why I guess I ended up quit using that and started using the other one. Maybe I'll think of it. I can't think of the name of it because it doesn't give you that trouble. Okay, yeah. Oh, and it was the file. Yeah, that kind of file I would want to download. Okay, so it's already been, that file's already been scanned and it's okay, so that's good. I'm going to go to that particular page and put it in the bookmarks. I don't know if there's a Firefox plugin check, but no Firefox folder. That may not be in the right order. I don't think it's been, there we go, that'll do. I don't think it's been organized lately. And I have been doing syncing, so I might throw it out of organization anyway. Okay, so I think I need to close that. Oh, that was when I was looking at the, now get into Crusader, go home on that side, and looks like the my browsers. Let me see. For some reason today my monitor keeps not getting things centered right, not fitting right. I mean, I have to. I turn it off and turn it back on. Didn't do any good. Let me switch to a different machine and then go back, and then it should be all right. Well, at least it's working fairly, pretty well. That didn't help. Maybe it's got something to do with the remote desktop. I'm going to go to the laptop this time. Okay, it's adjusting. Of course, you can't see that, but now this time it, okay, it doesn't, it's not the monitor. Oh, it's because I can't, it's this, you got a page back and forth thing. Okay, sorry, I'm not used to using anything that does me that way. So yeah, let me I'm gonna check my stream over there on that laptop and see if it starts. See if it starts. If I can find them, the volumes are on the front of this. There it is. The speakers are on the front of this laptop, and so is the volume. Oh, but I still have to reload to see what I'm doing now. If you pause and if you pause and start again, it doesn't pick back up where you're at like it used to. I don't like that one bit. It doesn't make sense because that was the whole point of a live feed, is that you watched it live, you know. Okay, so now we're in the home directory on the right. This is Tita, not me. Okay. Now I'm going to make a Firefox folder. Create new. I can't get to the bottom, so I right click folder. I don't usually do that. Let's see. You can do capital or small letters. I couldn't erase that last F for some reason. I accidentally hit an extra key, but that's alright. Small f is fine. F-I-R-E-F-O-X. I just got to make sure that is right. Yeah, F-I-R-E-F-O-X. Okay. I mean, it would still work even if my eyes were crossed and I misspelled it. But it would throw me off later. Okay, now I'm going to right click. See if I can extract. Yeah, you can do all that from right there. Extract to, extract here. Auto detect subfolder. Well, that's not the way. I didn't know you could do all that. Go up here to File, and you have to select it first. See, the one that I want to extract. File, Unpacked. Oh, dang it. But first open the folder that you want it to unpack to. Yeah, extract and unpack may be a little bit different operations. I'm not sure. But I want to unpack it. That's how I always do it anyway. That'll unpack it over there in the other window, the other panel, twin panel file manager. And if it's of any size, well, so that's only 51 megabytes, but you notice you don't see anything yet, and you think, oh, did it not work? I'm pretty sure it's working. It's just, and I'm on the remote desktop, and it may be a little slower to show up, but either that or I may have to click out of the folder and back in. Once it gets started, you wouldn't be messing it up, I don't think, but from what I remember, but I'm going to wait. Before I go keep messing around, because just when I think it's not working, all the files show up all at once. Is what usually happens a lot. Sometimes you see them and a few will show up and it keeps going, you know. Let me go ahead and back out of that directory and then back in it and see. It's not there. Huh. I believe I did it right and everything. Oh, I'm not really getting too good of a refresh rate there. I think I'll get out of this and get back in, you know, the viewer. See if that'll make any. Maybe it'll be done by then, because I really think it should, you know, should be working. I could, since it's a little bit, it's working but getting a little slow. I'm not using this mic and it's just sitting here serving this wireless. So let me, yeah, see, it's not doing any better. It almost seems worse. Let me turn off the, how long have I been going? It probably would help to start a new stream. If it's going to keep acting up, I will do that. But I'm going to turn off this audio because I'm not even using it. I just wanted to see what I could do, you know. Hang on. Okay, now got the thing off my waist here, so let me get it turned off. And hopefully everything is working pretty smoothly with the remote desktop, way better than before, even though I'm going through two routers. So turning off the extra, you know, streams is helping for sure. Now let's just get this one turned off too. I'm just going to turn off the camera so it can't be using up any bandwidth, or the phone. I mean, they're cameras in my book. Sometimes I remember to call them phones, and sometimes I don't. But if I can get this finished here, I'll just finish it. If not, I'll stop this stream and start another one. Reboot, and man, reboots. Well, you know, the router and stuff. But I don't know, maybe I missed a click or something, because that didn't happen. That does happen at times. Let's see if there's a permission. I'm going to check the permissions. Yeah. Belongs to Theta. It doesn't need to be an executable. Okay, let's try this again. Unpack. There we go. I don't think that I think I missed my click. That dialog didn't come up and I didn't even realize it. There. Now I see you got a progress bar up there on the left and everything. I just missed the click. Alright. And it's not a super fast operation. I've seen lots of unzipping. Most other unzipping operations are a lot quicker than that. Because it's only 51 megabytes. Used to be quite a bit a long time ago when I was on Windows and I first discovered unzipping and unzipping. But I don't know why, but it doesn't matter as long as it works. See the folder over there, but it's not done yet. It's only 69%. And you see it made a folder called Firefox. And well, one thing is I just don't remember well, but so the best thing to do is make you a folder, because sometimes it makes a folder like that, a parent folder. Sometimes it doesn't, and it'll unzip all those files into your home directory, and you don't want to try to clean that up. I've had to do it one too many times. I'm going to move that back over there to the downloads directory, and then I'm going to delete that so I won't have a Firefox folder. See, just be careful that you're not deleting the wrong thing. So, okay, now I'll move it back. Okay, now let's go over here and get in desktop, because I think we have a desktop folder in domain 8, so we need to go home desktop. Now go into the new Firefox folder and find the executable that starts Firefox. Did I miss my click? There we go. I think I'll go in alphabetical order so I can find it. Now let's see, Firefox bin, Firefox SIG. So it's going to be the one. You see the little gears, that tells you that it's an executable, and that will be the one to start it up. But first I'm going to make me a shortcut so that I can go ahead and get that done. Let's see. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do what I'm saying, and there's a couple of different ways you can go about all this. But you could just run right there, right? Well, what I want to do is go on down here to link handling and new symlink. I don't want a hard link. I want a symlink. Now it's going to put it in that same directory. So, and I'm going to name it the way I want it. If it's named the same, it won't work. And I'm going to call it new version. I may rename it again in a minute. Once I see quantum, that's what it is. There, it went right underneath it. Now I'm going to move that to the desktop. Now, now you can start it up from there. But I want, let me go over here and get on the desktop of this machine. Well, what I want, see, there it is, and that doesn't have its icon, because you got to tell it where the icon is. So let's do that right now. Right click, properties, right there, click on that gear, and it goes to recently used. I want to go there. Now I don't think there's going to be, yeah, there's some icons in there. Icon, but it's not the right, there's only one icon, it's the wrong one. So let's go to, oh, you can't see it. So let's do this. Oops, now I'm on the wrong machine. Okay, so let's go back into Thunderbird, and I'm going to go to, see, there's the icons folder. It doesn't have anything but that updater icon. So since I can't get to the dot folders that way, go to dot, oh, it's Mozilla, not Firefox. .mozilla and go to Firefox, and then go to that profile there. Well, there's only one profile. Should be an icons folder. Right, it's in somewhere else. Where is it? Well, let's just see if we can find out where that. I'm going to go up here to this icon and look at properties. Yeah, okay, let's see. Firefox ping. Okay, it's in here. User share icons. High color 48 by 48, and there's different sizes in here. Put them in alphabetical order and you can see them. But well, there's only one Firefox, plain old Firefox in here. I wish I could just say copy from there. Oh, cancel. Okay, let's look at it again. Firefox PNG, but it's in here. I'm going to do a screenshot. No, you can't do a screenshot from there. Well, if it does, it'll do it on my machine. I just realized I hit it on. I'm on remote desktop. No, it did work, but it'll be on my machine. But that's okay. It'll help me find it again if I forget. That's a lot of things for me to remember. So this is the one we want, but we'll do that in a second, because here's what I want to do. Oh wait, stay in here because I may have to, not in here. Stay in this one. That's why I like to make it full screen. Stay in this one. That was actually my machine. So let's see what the icon is, where the icon is in here in her machine. User share icon, same place, I think, right? Yeah, I believe so. Okay, but what you can do is you can see this is going. Okay, the command here is user lib Firefox. This is ESR. That's the installed version. So you can just change it by hitting browse. Now you can go to Theta Firefox. I used to, delete that one and replace it because I don't know why. I just kept doing that. Use the Theta Firefox. Now all I need is that Firefox executable right there. Now that should make that icon start it up. But I'm going to change the comment to new version. Quantum. I'm going to put it in there. I don't know how to spell it. I'm going to have to get it out. Once we open it up, I'll see how you spell quantum. Now I'll go get my icon here. Well, let's see. Not from here. You got to go to the desktop to do that. And I'm going to leave that on there. Oh, it's got the icon now. Huh? Oh yeah, of course it does, because I'm on my machine. Getting tricky for me. Okay. I'm going to leave it on there because I just like to make sure I don't lose that icon. But yeah, let's open it up with this one up here first and see that it works. Well, of course, we just opened it up in my machine. Yep, that's mine. This paging up and down makes it just dang near impossible. This is, to me, this is almost a useless, except for it's the only one that can handle all that, it's working right. Let me try the other one now that I turned off that other, now that I've turned off the phone and I don't have as much bandwidth. Let's see if this one will work, because that's making me angry. I just can't stand it. Okay, now then. I don't know why in the world they would make one like that. It should always have the option to make it fit, and then you can go full screen or work like this. Now see that you got a lot less chance of accidentally getting out of the remote machine. But this way you're really not going to worry about getting out of it. Okay, so let's try and open it up. And if it refreshes well enough and everything, we'll just go like this. And I am going to go in there. Okay, now it's got all the stuff in the wrong place, like this extra junk. I'll have to fix all that. Like, see, it's installing it's installing all those add-ons again that was already installed in the ESR version. And if there's any of them that aren't compatible, but see, everything else should still work. Yeah, there's her home page, and that's Google, the right home page. Get rid of that pocket thing. Hate that thing. I might like it if I ever used it, but they kept trying to push it on you so much. I don't care for that either. What is that? History, bookmarks, and more. That's fine, but I don't want it there. So that's just my preference, you know. That right there is okay. I'll put that up here. And the translate right there. She doesn't know how to use these, but if she would learn, it would be great for her. Now, what's that? Sidebars. That just freaks me out. I know it to freak her out. Now, I don't need any extra space in there. Take that out. I just started noticing that. Now, see the extra. I love to have that little search there. That's the way I like it. I don't like to search from here. I don't think that is necessary either. I didn't remember seeing that before. Take that. Yeah, see, that makes that wider. And it does make a difference in your, what's this one? Oh, that's a, yeah, okay. YouTube download add-in of some sort. Now, let's see. Now, for her, sometimes I'll put since she don't remember to hit Control plus and minus, so I don't know if this will help her or bother her, but I'm going to put that up there. Maybe she'll see it and remember. That screenshot tool, actually I didn't want that to move. I like that. I use it a lot. Okay, plus and minus. That's all she would need. There's another one that just says straight to full screen, but that would actually really get her. She'd never know how to get out of that. She'd forget. But to zoom in and zoom out, I hit Control plus and Control minus, but you can use this. Yeah, full screen, there it is. So nothing else. Too many things up there are just complications from E2, you know. Okay, so it's not refreshing very good. But let's look at the version. Now we got Quantum, Q-A-M-T-U-M. Can't copy it from there. Q-A-N-T-U-M. Let's leave it up and update that thing there. Quantum. Q-U-A-N-T-U-M. New version. Now, Firefox, that says ESR. Firefox Quantum new version. I must have missed something. Oh, there we go. Oops. Messed it up. I don't know how come it. F-I-R-E-F-O-X. Okay, make sure I spelled that right. I was going a slip of the mouse there. So that's just the name. That's got nothing to do. You don't want to mess up the command. Now when you hover over it, it'll even tell you what it is. Firefox Quantum new version. Okay, now I'm going to get in there and get that. Heck, select all. That'll be a little easier. Whoops, it didn't select all. Didn't seem to. I think it's my refreshing rate. Okay, now let's look at the tools. Yeah, that's what it is. Add-ons. Okay, we got our add-ons. None of them didn't work because they're all the newer ones. Okay, and that's really all I think I want for her. And we should have all of our settings. The settings, see, they're all coming from that .mozilla folder, so we shouldn't have any problem with those either. And it says always check Firefox make default. This is the one. See, I want this one to be the default, not the other one, not the ESR. And it differentiates between those. And let's see if there's anything else that sometimes it doesn't get all the settings. Like, where did it go? It's not refreshing very good, but right here, applications. Like, I want it to Thunderbird. Okay, good. That's what I want. Okay. I think it's all good. Let me try to go through here slow enough. I'm going fast and look through everything. Yep, home pages are good. I think, well, I can tell by looking at it that the font is good. I think that's going to be fine. Play DRM control content. Yeah, we want to go ahead and do that. Automatically install updates. Recommend. That's just what I want. Good. Automatically update search engine. Yeah. Okay. I might click. Well, it's up to date. Okay. Good. Now it shall update itself automatically. I'm not going to do this with Thunderbird because, well, she probably won't use it long enough for it to make any difference, and it probably wouldn't really matter one way or the other anyway, even in the long run, because this version of Debian is getting updates. I think. It's because 9 is out, but I don't think they've retired, 8 yet. If they have, then I would I would really need to do it. That's something. Well, if I put Debian on her machine, I'll put 9, not 8. Okay, we're at the bottom of that. Search should be just like I had it before. No, it's not. Let's look up here. Things are different. Maybe I never did do it. Yeah, I like that. I don't like the address bar. I like the little search bar. That's the way I grew up, so that's the way I like it. I like Google as the default search engine, although more and more, with all their hyper tracking, more and more. I used to use DuckDuckGo a little bit, but it didn't find things. It didn't know me well enough. But it's not supposed to know you. I don't like eBay, Twitter. I don't know. Searching Wikipedia straight, I thought I might do that some. She wouldn't understand if she got into that. Amazon, Bing, Yahoo, Google. I'll leave those like that. Of course, the default is Google, so she'll probably never get out of it. She doesn't know to drop down up there and just change. Privacy and security. What was that at the top? Privacy tracking protection. Well, if I say always, and it might some of the sites that that you have to log into to do things, it might make them not work. So I'll leave it. I'm going to leave it on default because that's probably the reason it's not like that. Location camera. Now this is a laptop, so. Oh, well, there's no websites yet because she hasn't camera. Let's see. Oh, I see. These are websites that have been asked and you've given permission. Well, none have been asked or given permission yet. Notifications. Now, I might have, let's see. Follow the website. Yeah. I don't want that. That I did by accident. There we go. That's how you fix that. I had never seen that before. Block pop-ups. Yeah, warn you when websites try to install add-ons, prevent accessibility, service for some accessing your browser. Well, it would depend if it was a good or a bad accessibility service. I'll leave it. We haven't run into any problems from that kind of thing so far. If it was bad actors setting up an accessibility service online, then but maybe it's only means from your local machine, and that would be fine. There's all kinds of Jovi is one of them, and for reading your screen for you. She don't hear well, so she wouldn't need that. Wouldn't want that, but anyway, large text, that sort of thing. So far, we're not having to use this super large text. You could just set your fonts, in here big enough, and me and her are both okay. Where did it go? Data collection. Studies. I don't know about that one. Crash reports was the one I always never minded, but studies? I read about that once. I don't like that. Crash reports is the one thing I want them to have. Interaction data, let's just, I don't know about that. If I learn more, I'll probably go off the page, yeah. Sends data about your interactions with Firefox, if there's a number of tabs open, so and so, web page visited, number and type of installed add-on. Okay, I've read enough. No. I remember that when this came out with this Quantum, and I saw it and turned it off. I guess it's off on mine. Crash reports, yeah. No, they're not interested in crash reports, but they're interested in everything you're doing. See, they say they're the good guys and everybody else is the bad guys, but they're doing the same thing as Google and everybody else. They say they're all trying to protect your privacy from everybody but them, I guess. Now there's the one thing that is in there that's, I think, helping a lot. Deceptive content, dangerous software. Warn you about unwanted, uncommon software. So far, that hasn't given me any headaches, and I'm pretty sure I've got that all turned on. Okay, and leave that like it is. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Firefox account. Okay. We're only going to sync, for her, we're syncing bookmarks, logins, preferences, and add-ons. None of the rest of it. For me, I don't do bookmarks because I have a jillion of them, and I actually lost a whole. I was doing a sync and it broke everything, and if I had to go back a month or 2 or 3 that I had done manually to get back, I lost a whole bunch, a couple of months or so of bookmarks, and I save everything in bookmarks, so that's how I live, is through my bookmarks. So 5802, that's what we got now. All right, this is what I needed. It's what I needed, what I wanted. I'll close it and open it back up and see if it. Yeah, it did make a difference. I can use this now. Notice. Did I ever put that icon on there? No, I didn't. So let's go to my machine and look at my screenshot. There we go. User share icons, high color, 48 apps. Okay, user share icons. Now that will probably get me there. Okay. User share icons. Right click, properties. Okay, now we got to go all the way to the file system. User, I say user, it's USR. Share icons. I'm typing on the keyboard. Next one. And I did forget. Okay. Where are we at? There we are. Icons. High color 48 by 48 apps. Okay. High color 48 apps. Firefox, not ESR though. I don't want ESR. Wait, that's all I got. There's only one Firefox. Well, that'll be okay because it's the same icon. Yeah, it doesn't look any different. It doesn't have any E on there or anything. That'll still work. Now you could open it up from there. As a matter of fact, let's test it. I think it may ask you. No, didn't it? Sometimes when you do that, it'll ask you, do you want to open this up, run it, or what do you want to do with this? Do you trust it and stuff like that? And and I tried to changing permissions and stuff. Actually, you can't change permissions on shortcuts on your desktop, so I never did quit doing that. Like on my machine, several apps will ask me every time I try to open them. So there we go. I think that's just the number one thing I wanted to do on here. Now let's see about. I'm going to close this. Get that out of there, even just that one. Close that. Yeah, see, I have several, and I'm always talking about HTML editor. That's what I use, Composer HTML editor. And it's, see, just look what I was talking about. What do you want to do with it? Run in terminal, display, cancel, run. So if I hit run, that'll open it up and run it. So if sometimes you get that with some things. I don't know why you do and don't. And that is Debian. Maybe it doesn't even do that, but it does in Fedora. And like I said, some things it does it and some it doesn't. Now that's all getting jumbled up, so you can say organize by name and straighten it out. I don't know why it got jumbled up. Oh, because I had that, probably because I had that backup drive plugged in there, and then it was gone, and then things got, I don't know why it doesn't reorganize well. But and as far as the layout of these things, see, they're not like mine. I'm not going to worry about that. Now, I don't know why it's jumped. See, these two should be right here. That's where I had them, but every time I reboot it, they jump. This jumps the tracks and goes over here in the middle almost, and instead of staying over here. And this goes over in here. But she doesn't notice that sort of stuff anyway, so as long as she can see that red button, she'll be able to turn it on and off and everything. So and she ran it last night, and the only thing she said was Firefox was asking her something, and she didn't know what it was. So let's get back into full screen here and look it over. Is there anything else I forgot? I know one thing I want to know. Oh wait, I can find that out by just going in here. I want to see what the Vino server is. I mean, not Vino, VNC. Oh. Remote. Can't type. KRFB. Oh, that's because I can't remember. Evidently, KRFB is running its own server like TeamViewer does, because, let's see. KUI server, that might be it. Deconfig service. That's got to be it, because there's only two things that even come up. The memory information might give me a little more on it. Let's see. Yeah, KUI server using 6 memories. It's telling you about its memory usage, so it's not really meant to tell you what that is, you know. Sometimes you can get a clue. Usually I can tell by the name of it because I've messed with this stuff long enough, but usually if I want to know, VNC should have told me if the VNC server was running, or remote. Nothing like that. So it's got to be KRFB. Must be running KUESC. I wonder if I can copy memory information instead of trying to spell that. Now yeah, you can. Copy. Now let's go to our web browser. I'm just going to close this. I'm done with that anyway. That's not pictures. Get these back in the newest to oldest order. Now, sometimes it's really hard when you're on remote desktop to get, there we go, get that dragger to work. It'll move again. It moves every time you. It moves a lot of times on its own. Okay. So let's see what that process is. And while that's opening up, I'm going to check my stream over here on the little laptop. Actually, it hasn't started. That thing is silent. It doesn't make noise. trying to. Still seems to be behind where I'm at. Oh, there it is. That's the one to use to check my special. Well, now I am on my, instead of going to my admin page, I just went to clicked on my username and then went to the link that said, you know, this is a live feed. But I've done that before and it still used just as much resources. But it's not making it run hard or do anything. This is only a 1.7 gigahertz single core machine with Domain 8, just like that Dell laptop. So I don't know why it's doing so well. I didn't think it'd be able to do it. That's why I didn't try it first. But this is the one I want to use to monitor my live feed with from now on. Okay, Arch Linux K-Server. Okay, there we go. KUI, okay. Well, okay, what in the world? Let's put the KUI server help. This may not have anything to do with VNC. Plasma Workspace KDE. This may have to do with making my KDE apps work. Okay, let's do it this way then. Usually you don't have to say what is or, you know. There. First, to make clear, K-Server itself is just a visualization of K-jobs. A K-job can be anything that takes some time. File transfers, checking of email, rendering of fractals, stuff like that. Most applications currently use a simple process. Okay, I think that's a good explanation. I accidentally made it bigger instead. That happens sometimes. I hit to control and clicked on it, but it made it bigger instead of opening. There we go. Instead of opening up in a new. Happens, I guess, on remote desktop sometimes. All right, so I think it's got something to do with KDE. Let's see. I guess got a question in mind for it. Feels that KDE has got lots of popularity. I think it's maybe a given here that this is part of KDE. I think it's what makes my Crusader work and all that stuff. I don't guess it's this is my supposedly I'm going to get this back. I don't think I would want her to have to use this. I don't think it's a powerful enough machine. For her to use. So I was thinking, okay, I'm putting this in her screen name, you know, and this is going to mean nothing to her. But oh wait, there is something I want to do. Okay, now I don't know if I can do that. Control Shift. Oh yeah, even on remote desktop I can do that and open up the bookmarks. If I try to click on any of this up here to open up the bookmarks in mine, as many as there are, it will freeze up the web browser. Sometimes you'll have to force shut it down. So her stuff is way out of order, but she didn't have that many. So I can just say right click, sort by name, and it'll be done right there before your eyes. Now that would take a good 2 to 5 minutes on my machine. And you can't use Firefox while it's doing it. So I don't do it real often. Okay, so K-Server is evidently part of KDE back-end stuff to make things work. DHC client. So I don't know. I can't find the service like I thought I would. But what I am going to do now is I'm going to go into Synaptic. Yeah, this is Debian. So I'm going to go into Synaptic and see what and see what it is that could be possibly running my VNC server, and see why. This one, see if it's one I never used before, or I'm going to figure out, is it that all Linuxes are getting more and more bloated and it's using up all your bandwidth. I mean, of course, well, the resolution's no higher. See, the resolution, colors, none of that's a factor. It's all the same, with these newer versions as it is with the older ones. So I don't, it's got to be just the apps are more hungry, VNC server. I'm going to try that first and see what's installed. And evidently I installed this because I didn't find anything to do with that. I'm going to just go by, where's the way you can, I don't see the way to organize it. Okay, well, let's just look through it. Okay, KRDC. Yeah. That's not a server, I don't think. Oh, that's the viewer anyway. Yeah. KRFB is what. KRFB is the one that turns the server on and off. And then a bunch of, the libs that go with it. Okay, what's this? Enhanced tight VNC viewer. Oh, that's a viewer. I am on her machine on it. Yeah, okay. That's on here. And tight VNC Java applet, tight VNC server. I thought that was a real good one, but that's what's on there. And Vino's on there too, the one that I like. I wonder if they're both running at the same time and causing things to slow down. Vinegary. Let's see. Let's make sure these are actual servers. It didn't. Oh, it made a new search. I didn't know it would do that. I hit Control F like I normally do to do a search, and I thought I would search this page that I'm in, but it didn't. It did a new search up there. Okay. So we won't do that. Oh, VNC stands for Virtual Network Computing. Okay. It is, in essence, a remote display system which allows you to view a computing desktop environment not only on the machine where it is running, but from anywhere on the internet and from a wide variety of machine architectures. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But I got to where I don't leave machines. My new machines, I don't set them up to have a VNC server and run anymore because I watch the server logs every so often on my server, and I found jillions of hits, probably scripts, people trying to find a open VNC port, remote desktop port on it, and I finally they kept trying to log into my FTP server, and it was a read only. There was no way to log into it. You couldn't break the login because there wasn't one, and for the internet anyway. And of course, if they had found they're really good, they'd find a way to get around that. I mean, there always has been holds found to get around the SSH, because I had SSH FTP server running, but only this. There was a good GUI app where I could turn off all internet access and turn on only internal, but that could be got around, I'm sure, at some point, but nobody ever did. But everything was always rejected. But there's an app called Fail to Ban, so I put that on there, and if you fail so many times to log in, even though I had nothing for them to log into, it still stops that traffic. It stops them from. It'll finally stop that script after a while, I think. It will ban those IP addresses. So put that on almost any server I set up now. And there's other things I put on there too, but I can't remember them right now. But I'm trying to see if this is actually a server. Yeah, this server does not support or need a display. You need a VNC viewer to see something. However, the viewer may also be on a computer running on another operating system. Okay, so this is a server. Well, it says it's a server. Now, Vinegary is the viewer that I'm using right now that I like so much. Client, they call it a client. Okay, now, Vino allows you to display user's desktop. Provides a VNC server that integrates with Genome. Now I'm not going to try to fix it because I might completely break it, but I used to I used to didn't even know about tight VNC server. But you know, well, which one am I connected to? I don't know. Maybe one's overriding the other. Vino used to work great, so maybe I'm connected to tight VNC server. Maybe if I uninstalled it and it didn't break Vino, then I'd be fine and KRDC would start it up. Or maybe I tried Vino, didn't work, and then I installed tight VNC and then it did work. I don't know what KRFB can automatically turn on and off. I just know when I installed KRFB, it automatically started working for me, so I didn't go any further, and I didn't dare uninstall anything because I didn't know what I might break, you know. Where's KRFB? There's KRDC. Anyway, it's on here somewhere. I just saw it. No, it's on there because it's sitting there running. KRDC. Maybe, oh, because I'm looking in server. Yeah. So it's in there. There it is right there, KRFB. So there you go. I have 2 VNC servers. But I'm not going to probably be logging in here that much anyway, but that does give me an idea of maybe maybe I'm actually using that tight VNC and it's not as good as Vino. Maybe it just, I have noticed, let's see. Well, there's differences in viewers. For instance, that's obvious, as how well it will work, you know. This one, it's working okay now that I turned off every other thing. The other one will work better with less bandwidth, and the servers are different. You know, I've tried different. I don't remember now. I used to remember them because I tried them and logged them in my head back when I could remember things better. But so there we go. But right this moment, now that I turned off the audio, I guess that audio streaming uses up more of my router's bandwidth than I realized. And see, the router, all that audio stuff in the cameras is all on Wi-Fi. But maybe it's just making the router's hardware just work too hard. Maybe it can't keep up, you know. That would make sense with, you know, sending Wi-Fi, audio and video through Wi-Fi. That might be the whole thing. So, yeah, let's go look at preferred applications again. Okay, now see it doesn't have the Firefox icon, and that's the way mine is once I set my standalone Firefox. So that's what that's good. That means it's going to be the preferred web browser, and that's good. That's good. I wish I could change that. In mine, I'm able to change it to Crusader, and I like that. There's the OCR screen reader. That's I set as the default, and this you don't set it unless you turn it on. But we don't need this stuff. And she couldn't understand. Screen reader, I've tried them, and they're really not that good. It's kind of weird, I guess. You know, back when I had Windows XP before I got into Linux, the screen readers and the voices, you know, that you could get in Windows XP were way better. For years and years, they were terrible on Linux, and I quit. I used to use the screen reader a lot when I was tired, and I would just put it on something and let it read it for me. Well, I quit doing it when I got on Linux because that was one thing that I couldn't stand the way the voices sounded, and it also didn't pronounce the right words right very well. And I used to use that a lot. But now it works pretty well. Now, for some reason, as I got older, my ears don't like sound anymore. I think because I worked in a factory when I was younger, and then I mixed sound for bands from 92 to 90. I started mixing in 83, but I mixed sound for loud Christian hardcore and metal bands all the way from most weekends for about 12 years, starting around 90. And my ears still ring. And a lot of that's from allergy stuff. But I have right now. I'm very sensitive. I can't even enjoy music at a normal level. I have to turn it down so low I can't hear what they're saying, and then I can't listen to it very long. So, and that comes with age. But they always warned me, you're gonna make, all these things are gonna happen to you, and now they have happened to me. So, well, I didn't listen because I was cool. Well, I like the music. I actually, when some shows, the bands, they had those big old Marshall amps and stuff. Actually, you don't have to have a Marshall to be loud, but orange amps are amazingly loud. But sometimes when I was doing a bunch of bands, I remember one of the last shows I mixed, it was 6 or 8 bands in a row, and all of them were metal or hard rock bands. I'd get them set up and I'd put in earplugs. That's all I couldn't stand not to. And then you can't really hear the mix right, but as long as nothing went wrong, I just stayed that way. I remember a couple of people came up tried to talk to me, and I couldn't hear them. I had to take out the earplugs. I still had earplugs left over from when I worked in the factory. We had some. I still have them right here on my desk that are reusable, that you can just wash and keep using them. They're way better than those foamy ones. Okay, I'm just looking through all this while I'm talking. I think I'm actually done. I don't know. There may be other things I'll come up with that I need to do on here, but this is actually a nice little system for her. Those games I didn't put in there. They just came with it. That's education. What's a lot of education stuff? I don't think I didn't pick any kind of remix or anything. I just picked straight Debian 8.7 is what it is. There's some games. But I don't think I think she might have tried the poker games I put on there years ago when I first built her Fedora. Oh, this got play on Linux. Now I must have put that on there. I don't remember doing it, but there it is. You can install, so that means you can run stuff in Wine, the Windows emulator, install a program, give you a list, and play on Linux will, Wine I don't find much. I used to use Wine a lot, and I'd run some of my favorite apps from Linux, Windows XP and stuff. It's doing some kind of loading right now, but now pretty much the only thing that and for years, the only thing I've really seen run in Wine is the stuff that you can get straight from the Play on Linux interface. So if I do use Wine, I just go ahead and do it this way. But there's plenty of stuff, but most of it's stuff that, I got something better in Linux to use anyway, so I don't really care to use it. I don't know why I would have put this on this laptop. It's taking forever to come up. And I just clicked on it for the fun of it. But let me check my stream while I'm waiting on that to load. I think I am just, I think I'm pretty well done. I don't know why it's taking so long. I don't know what in the world is downloading. But yeah, okay, we're all still good. It's getting there. So now I know that if I'm going to run remote desktop over to this Dell laptop, and I can't have all my other stuff streaming, I can do it just fine with TeamViewer. It works really well. It's good looking graphics, everything refreshes well, but it's not using up too much bandwidth. There we go. Okay, so accessories, 7-zip, all that. I say maybe if you needed 7-zip, that might be something you might run into. You can install it. Now that doesn't mean just because they're in here that they're going to work, because I've tried several things that I did find interesting and they didn't work. Total Commander is my favorite twin panel Windows file manager, but not now. Well, actually, my favorite file manager now is Crusader, but development, Dreamweaver. Now you have to have a license for things like that, Dreamweaver and all that stuff. So this is not a way to get around, software licenses. It's just a way to help you run these things in Linux. Some of them you even have to have the CD or DVD or whatever to do it. They don't even provide you I guess it depends on the license of the application. Those are some games. Now I think there's a bunch of games in there. Most of them I think are kind of older games that you could install. I don't know a lot about games, so. But yeah, any of that Adobe stuff or any of that, Google Picasa, they don't. That's not even, you know, they don't have Picasa anymore. But if you really liked it, you could. It still would work, you know. But the server that they used to store I used it quite a bit before photos came out. Not quite a bit, a little bit, but I still had some pictures up in there, and then they moved them over to Photos. I like Google Photos. Now that's one thing. What about Photos? No, if they had the Google Photos app, I could run that in here. I wonder if you could try it. Try the Windows Google Photos app. I won't do it in this machine, but that's a thought. If I could get the Google Photos app to run in here, you could run Wine without, it doesn't have a high overhead. So I could do that and have my photos get backed up straight from my Linux box. Now, I would try that. I think you go to Custom or something to do something of your own that you have. Internet. So you could install, like if you really needed, for a long time ago, there were some websites wouldn't work on anything but Internet Explorer. And I used to, of course it only goes up to 8, but everything else is, you know, got a Linux version. Multimedia. Ableton Live, I read about, I see that being talked about a lot. So, that's audio, video. I can't remember if it's just for playing guitar effects or if it's for recording. I can't even remember. But anyway, it's not a freeware or open source, so I haven't ever even tried it or anything. A lot of this stuff's old now and not being developed anymore. But if you had a need for it, Office, none of that I would be interested in. It's definitely not the newer versions of Office that are subscription-based stuff. But it's funny because a lot of it's like, where is it? Do they have LibreOffice? A bunch of Microsoft. Now, you'd have to have the license at least, if not the CD or DVD. LibreOffice, well, that's already on here, so you don't need that. But I don't know why it's in there. But I'm not saying it's a dumb idea. What's this? Other diagnostic tools, Vegas Pro, web surveillance, DVR OCX with Internet Explorer. Don't know what that is. The diagnostic tools, I wonder. We'll run diagnostics on your computer and send them onto your Play on Linux profile. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could join Play on Linux. Patches. Now this stuff you might have to install to make some of this stuff work. Some of it won't work right out of the box. Most of it's game stuff. Now do they not have the section where you can install your own? No CD needed. Yeah, so you could click that. Oh, you could click that and then a lot of that would go away. By enabling this, you will have access to installers for programs that contain protections against copy DRM, incompatible with emulation. The only workaround is to use no CD patches, but since those can be used for a piracy purpose, we won't even give any support. Oh, okay. Huh. I don't know. I just thought it meant get out the ones that require you to have a CD to do the installation and all that. So I don't know. Well, I'll leave it like that because I definitely, well, if I was ever going to do it, I'll put it back like that because, you know, I have some Windows install stuff. I don't think I'm going to be using any of it, but uh-oh. Why did I hit refresh? What did you think that was going to do? Oh, good. I thought it was going to take forever again. Okay, so that's what it was doing, was downloading all this stuff. I wish this would be made large. But I'm going to hit cancel there. Maybe there's a place to Manage wine versions. Look at that. Let's see. So here's all the different versions, and then there should be, okay, AMD 64. There, in the regular wine, there's a place to set which operating system you want to emulate. It used to go from 90. Last one I had went from XP to 7, I think. It used to go 98 XP, Vista. I started using it before Vista came out, so I guess I think it went 98 first edition, second edition, XP or something like that. But anyway, install. Let's see what that does. No. Oh, there it is. Non-listed program. Little bitty line down there at the bottom. The default location. Do not tick the checkbox to run the program. Okay. It's not related to WineXQ. Ensure that the results will be comparable from computer to another. Avoid regressions. We specify working when version program. Let me just read it. Oh, don't ask for support. Okay. This is not a part of wine. There we go. Manual installation. You know what? I don't think I can do what I was thinking because this laptop doesn't have the file on it. In a new virtual drive. Edit. Okay, well, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to waste space. I forgot you had to make a virtual drive and all that stuff. But yeah, you can do it, and it may or may not run. But I'm on a big sidetrack here. But I'm interested now in trying that out. I really need to I haven't been able to upload the Google Photos from my desktops for a long time now because I haven't had a Windows system that could do it. And I really wish I could just do it straight from Linux, and they don't make a Linux app. So maybe I could do it from there on my machine. So I'll have to look into that. I don't have space to install a bunch of junk on my machine that I'm on right now. But I started to say just shut this machine down, but no, I'm going to go just close this and then shut it down from in there. Okay, I think I'm done. I must be done because I'm off playing around with other stuff, huh? Okay, so yeah, I don't think I have that. If I already had it on here. Yeah, I don't have it on here. I didn't think I did. Look under play. Yep, I've never put it on here. So, yeah, on my, I guess it's on my backup drive now, but I have, and of course you could get it, but I've got the little Windows executable. It's not a big file, and it doesn't have a lot of overhead. But that's how, if I could do that, I've been thinking about that and trying to think of a way to do that for a while. I can't. There's one simple way to do it, and I have. I'm previewing my stream to make sure it's still working. Okay. I have a VirtualBox on here with several. You know, I can boot to ISOs or any ISO I want to in Linux ISO in this one. Just go to settings and storage, and then change the whatever you want to. See, I was trying out Fedora Gem, Fedora 27, and then I have a WinXP Pro that's licensed and it's completely installed in here, and it's my old machine, and it's not being run on that machine anymore, so I put it in the virtual machine, and I can boot that up, and but I'm running out of space now. I think I've got. Well, I don't have much. See, I've only got right now. While I'm I've got around 16.5 gigabyte of space, and then it almost fill. You know, if I don't watch out, I'll fill it up making videos, and then on my. But the real thing that'll lock the machine up is I'm at 3.2 gigabyte of space on the root drive. So so I can't install things because when you install programs, you know, a lot of it has to go there and user share and all that stuff. But anyway, These, you know, if you add, I can't. My virtual machine was something like 10 gigabytes. Yeah, there it is, right there. Oops, it's right there. 10 gigabytes. Now, what it do is automatically grow. It won't take up all that unless it's needed. So, but it's like, I don't remember what's left on it. Maybe like 1 gigabyte. So I can't put anything else on it. And I'm hoping to figure out how to grow a VDI file, or grow that virtual size right there. WinXP Pro VDI. Try to figure out how to grow that so that I can just once I get get more space. I'll have more space. I've gotten lots of space. I just need to reformat this with, like I've been when I'll do Fedora 27, this machine that I'm on right here, and blow off the Windows 7 that's taking up half of it, that's broken, and then I can run. I couldn't run Windows 7. Windows XP is the best it can do, and what I'm trying to say is I couldn't run this all day every day to keep backing up my stuff to photos, because it uses up too much resources. Now 7, it could just barely even run it. I've booted it up before, but I didn't ever install it, I don't think. But heck, it could barely handle just booting up the install ISO, So I think you need a, you need an 8-core with 32 gig of RAM to be like running Windows 7 in a virtual machine. So I can't do that. Otherwise, I could. So, but XP could run that. I've tried it. XP can run that little uploader, and that'd be fine. But even this quad core with 4 gig of RAM can't handle it either. Especially, and probably also because of the video memory is so small on this particular Lenovo i5. It's not a real desktop. It's actually a WinTerm. That's what it is. They used to call them WinTerms. Windows Terminal. It's a high-powered Windows terminal, I'll grant you that. But I've got 2 of the old Windows WinTerms, and they were Windows XP, and they had 512 megabyte of onboard IDE flash memory. And that's all they got. No hard drive. And these newer ones, these Lenovo i5s, like I have, which was given to me as well, has 4 gig of RAM, quad core, but only 256 megabyte of onboard video, and it has a 250 gigabyte SATA hard drive. So it's quite a bit different than those. But and I'm using it for over a year, 2 years now as it's the fastest thing I've got, And I've said that before. I've been reading about servers, watching video. Well, I've been watching videos about servers, and I really want. I've thought about it for years, but I always knew that servers you couldn't, like in the early 2000s, even when they were real expensive, you couldn't expand the video memory, and they would have like 38 megabytes or 16 megabytes or 8 megabytes of video memory. But they've come out with there are some workarounds with some of them that you can do it. I found that out just recently, and some of them actually are built that are now old enough you could buy with video card, a place to put a video card in them, and because they got to where, and this guy does what I want to do. Well, I don't know if I'll edit a lot of videos, but he was making video editing render farm. And he's a server admin. That's what he does for a living. So he really knows what he's doing. His name is Morton. I don't remember what the name of his YouTube channel is, but he lives over in not Switzerland, but somewhere. He's Danish, I think. So anyway, but he does his videos in English. He can speak English pretty well, and. I'm checking my stream. There we go. That's what I just said. Okay, and I actually meant to go to my channel. I went to dashboard, videos. It's funny, my shortcuts actually make it harder for me to just go to my channel. That says 8 views. Sometimes when I go to it myself, I see the count go up and something, but a lot of times I don't. I don't know what makes it makes my own views count. Even when I go to my my dashboard, sometimes it seems to count. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Very likely. But yeah, I can't click on that and go to my channel like normal. Like if you're just at YouTube, or just get out of there and do it. That's what I was actually intending to do just now. There you go, live show. And that's how I was previewing my video on that laptop, and maybe that's a better way to do it as far as not. Oh, I can. If somebody said anything, I can answer them right there too. I didn't know that. One watching now, but see, that's probably counts as a view, so that's one reason why I wouldn't want to do that. Guess I can look over here in a minute and see. But if you hit play, it doesn't catch up to where I'm at. It just keeps on playing from right there. And but if you reload, that's what I keep talking about. It doesn't. So then it'll get an echo from me talking while that's doing. Get an echo on the video. So if I go here, if you paused it and then played it again, if you paused it like that and then played it again, in about less than 10 seconds it would catch up to where you are right now. And see, it doesn't do that. I've clicked over to my other spot and you don't see that. And I'm leaving the sound off so it won't get that echo in the video. But if you reload, then it'll go right to where you're at. That's really not an improvement. Oh, I just saw the spot. Depends on how long you leave it paused, though. If you leave it paused for 30 minutes or so, then I haven't yet to. I mean, if it's catching up, it's taking like more than 30 seconds. So depends on how long you leave it. I don't know. So anyway, I'm tired, and I think I'm done with what I needed to do. I don't have a camera to. Now see, let's just try that. Okay, so I'm gonna just go right there for right now. Plug in that USB camera. I just want to see if it'll work. Okay, I found it. Little video light machine moves when you plug stuff into it. So I plugged it in, but it lit up and then it went off. So I don't know. Let's just see if that will work. Yeah, it worked. There I am now. No, that's the last scene that it ever saw. So it didn't recover. My IP cams, they do recover. But looks like it won't do it. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the light blink on and then go off, so something's not working. So I can't unplug it and plug it back in during my broadcast. That won't fly. So, well, that's something to know. Okay, I think that's enough of rambling. I don't know why I haven't just quit. For some reason I kept thinking, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to go, and hopefully I've got that Dell 1525 set up to where Mom can use it. And don't like to just sit there on the video feedback. Not used to not being able to flip over to me to say goodbye. Okay, so I don't know, maybe if I would have plugged it in with OBS Studio, maybe it would have worked. Let's try that. It should. Usually that you would think no. Okay, do that. light just blinked. So it throws something off to unplug it. I guess I should know because OBS Studio, can't find the desktop section again. OBS Studio, it turns on when you have it plugged in, open up OBS Studio, and it comes on. So I guess it kind of broke the connection to the application. It's kind of like something is interfering, you know, like, well, if you have two webcam apps open at the same time, you know, one's going to see it. The one that already had it will keep it, and the other one can't get it. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that doesn't work. So the first time I left it on the desktop, plugged it in. This time I put it on the camera scene and then plugged it in, but it didn't work. So, I mean, I don't want to use that all the time anyway because it's such a low quality camera, but I still don't know why Play on Linux is on that Debian laptop. Surely it didn't come with it. Well, let's look over at the other one. I'll just look. I can't show you. Play. Type on its keyboard. Yeah, I must have installed it on purpose because it's not on there. I don't believe. Alright, that's enough fiddling around then. It's all set up. This definitely, I don't know if, I think one thing I don't like, I don't want to have views that were just me on there. That just fools me, you know. I don't like that. I'm trying to see how can I get back to my if I go to YouTube, okay, go back to the main YouTube, then I think I can find a link to take me to my, I'm not seeing the sidebar that you usually see in this laptop for some reason. I guess it's turned on. There it is. It just wasn't turned on. But I'm not seeing, oh yeah, this one don't have any, I'm getting ads and everything else, videos playing automatically, stuff I didn't even know was happened on there. Okay, what do I have to do? Oh, I had to click on me. It's making it not respond, all those dang things playing like that. That little drop down thing. See if I can reload the page. Sometimes that'll get it out of something like that. I don't know, maybe it's doing it because it sees that the screen's not very big and it's not showing it all the time like it does on mine. There we go. Now my channel. Yeah, it can't keep up with it well at all. Just the page navigation. I'm clicking on it and it's just not, just sitting there like it's froze up, but then it finally does it. What I'm wanting to know is, can it, if I can ever get to my admin page, then can it, all these, that ad stuff uses up so much of your processing power. That's one of them. That, I guess you'd have to say that's number 2 to security, but anybody that thinks that you ought to let all that junk play on your computer is an idiot. They're going to have to find, if they just wouldn't use, you know, ads, they'd just use nice looking text-based ads instead of stuff that uses up processor power and blinks in your face, and none of this would have happened to them. They wouldn't have the problem of, I mean, I know everybody's trying to make a living, I understand that, but that's the truth. That's the truth. I can't find the link to the way to get to, when I bring up that thing on drop down, the thing on the left, I see, even though I'm on my channel now, but I can't find the live dashboard. Can't find it in over here. I don't know why. Watch later. I'm logged in, I know, because I can see my own channel. Okay, let's try the home section there. Maybe that's it. That makes that go away. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad it's not there in the because of the screen's not big, but if you click show more, I'll just see more and more, yeah, things I've watched before and that sort of thing. And try to get it to go away again, and it barely can because it's playing an ad again. Okay, now it's off of. Yeah, that's my welcome area, not my. Okay, my channel. Yeah, click on my channel again. They've got it all mixed up now. It used to be easy, a lot easier to navigate. I've got it figured out. It's actually acting different than it does on my desktop. So I've got it figured out on my desktop. Videos, playlists. Let's see. I'll go to videos and see if there's a link. I cannot find a link to Live Dashboard. Period. On this laptop. It's usually on the left. If you're in the right place, that is. If you're in one place and you see, you know, all your playlists and all that stuff, which is what I'm seeing now. Can't get it to go into any direction that I can see my live dashboard. I'm going to close that browser now. Now I'm going to open it up and let you see what I'm actually talking about on here. Let us all see. Now I'm getting back into one of those I want this to work thing type of minds. Okay, so what I do on here is just hurry up and you get there by doing that. But well, there's my straight link to Live Dashboard. Now I'll go. I had trouble getting. This is what I'm trying to get to right here. Can't get to it in that laptop. Could not find it. Let's try. Just going to YouTube. That's just basically what I was doing there, because that's all I could do. Now all this, it was gone away, and it kept going away. I'd click it, and if I clicked on anything, it would go away. Well, see, it stays. At least I think it does. Watch later. Okay, see, there's no live dashboard. This is the way it is, you know. Maybe that's my problem, is they've changed it again, and I didn't realize it because I've been using that link that I have on there. If I go to my channel, see, that stays, and that would not stay. Now maybe I have set it to stay, and I don't remember how to do it on this machine. But okay, still don't. Yeah, I guess they've changed it, because used to live dashboard would show up in here if you were like on your own channel or whatever. See, it's not showing up. If you click show more, you just get all your all my playlists. So it's a good thing I have this here. I don't have that laptop. I guess if I set it up to sync, I'll get all. Well, I don't want all my bookmarks. I think it wouldn't even run anymore. The browser wouldn't work anymore. That's what I'm gonna have to give up and like back up all these manually, all these bookmarks I have, and then. But I can't find it now. It's a good thing I have this link to get there. But see, that's where I generally always go. I could do it on the Dell. I had it set up there. I could just do that. I guess I was using the link. Yeah, I was. I had that link in there. I think I synced. I guess I synced. Well, I don't know. Or maybe I put it in there manually. But generally, always go. But what was I gonna do? I already forgot. Oh, bookmarks. So if I hit Control Shift O, not zero, but O, it'll bring it up. I was just going to show you how many bookmarks I have. And I love having them. I can keep them organized, and of course some of them are old and don't go anywhere anymore, or go to bad sites even. You know, they've been stolen and changed them. Usually they're not. Well, I haven't run into any. Well, if it is malicious, you know, I'm not on Windows, so. But Well, Firefox will tell you, do you really want to go here? This is, or something. Now they'll tell you this is known to be a bad site. So of course I don't go there, but that's what I'm trying to say. But if anyway, I may have to give up and delete these. But I don't. There's a lot that I don't want. I would want to keep. I guess I'd have to go through and say. Even see all those ones that says news. Well, all that's got electronics articles that I never did put in any other section. And see what I can do is, like if I want an AMD, something to do with AMD processor, search like that, and I'll find, no matter where it is in there, I'll find a list, and I can organize them. See, I was doing that earlier today. I was looking at processors, thinking about upgrading my mom's system, and whoops. Even if there shouldn't be a space in there, it would still find it. See, well, that actually is a space. Let's see if it changes. See, it doesn't change the results. Actually, it went away. Oh, usually I think it's better if you leave a space, and then if the results is put together, then you know. And usually I always go by 8 core. So, but they're they're starting to go back up in price. They've gotten so old now. They're getting harder to find. So I think it's too late to be buying those. What's that? 105. They were not in my Amazon. I put stuff in my wish list and watched the price, and when I put them in there, they were $99. It was an 8320 or something, and now they've gone up. So there's some machines, but yeah, those are ridiculously expensive. Walmart, unless it's Christmas, is not a good place to look for computers. That'll bring up more, because if I have anything to do with typing it in there, it's going to be and I think most people write 8 core instead of octa core. But I was looking at these earlier today. Where are they? There's some used ones I found. Oh, they were 6 core that were, might be, they're like $69.70. One was 69, one was 77. That's a 6 core, so I don't know why it came up in that. I guess because there's an 8. Yeah, there's an 8 right there. And then the word, you see, AMD, 8, and core. So you don't just get, see, there's some right there. But yeah, it looks like, I got a feeling they're not going to go back down again. They're just going to kind of fade out of sight. That age of processors. And anybody that wants them is going to have to pay more for them. So, let's see. How did I don't remember. Oh. If I just do 6 core, then I'll probably find, yeah, it'll narrow it down too much if you don't have your space in there. Guess I need to put, forgot what I was searching there. Let me find I found there's a folder that has all of my results. I was going through that folder. That's not, those are party machines and stuff, but yeah, there's one of them. Yeah, that's one of them. 77 plus shipping. 80, it says 89. I think I figured it up to be 81.98. That one says 81.98 with free shipping. Might be the same people. No, it's different people. Or it says it is. But anyway, this one, yeah, this is the only one I found that is in the list of supported by that motherboard, mom's motherboard. And there's another one, and it shows a bunch of different model numbers. That's the model number right there. And I'm like, okay, now which one am I going to get? You know, there's the model. You'd have to write them. You could write them and ask them, and then they might not tell you the truth. You know, and they'll send you, they send you a different model number and it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do, I got to thinking, well, what if one of the ones, like one of those 8 cores that are brand new, where's the, save and compare, that's the one. So one of these, see, $79, not in the list. That's a 6 core. I think that might be a used one. 6 core, 74, not in the compatibility list though. There's one that was 109, now it's 133. And it's went up, $74.99, now it's 83. See. And they lie to you too. They say it went down, dropped in price 15%. No, when I put it in there, it was $74.99. I used to trust this. I found $109.99. Says dropped in price 2%. For compared to when and what? When I just randomly found it and put it in there, it was $109.99. Now it's $133. So don't trust that Amazon price drop thing, price watch. I thought it was the greatest thing when I first started using it. This one I didn't get it the price in there. It's 118. This is an 8350. That's what I really want. 8 core. But it's not in the list. So what I was thinking, see, like one of these is an 8320s are fine. There is very little difference. So I was thinking, there's one that was $99 this one. When I put it in there, it was $99. Now it's $119. And if I'd have went ahead and got it, you know, that might have been okay. But I really didn't want to spend that much money, plus the memory, another $80 on memory or so. That's in there just for comparison. I wouldn't spend that much on memory. But now I think it's too late to upgrade that motherboard, using that motherboard, you know. I think it's all gone down. It went down for a while and didn't go down as much as I wanted it to. Now it's going back up, and I think it'll probably stay back up unless it gets so old that it's completely obsolete. You know, then they'll drop. But so there's a motherboard I was looking at. Those aren't even available anymore. But I guess it is. It wasn't available for a while. That's a one that I would rather have. It'll take like 32 gig of memory. Yeah, 129. It'll take. It uses DDR. Four slots, DDR3. And anyway, I think. If I'd have paid attention right there, it might tell you. Anyway, I think it'll do at least 32 gig of memory total, max or whatever. Got good. Well, it's not have perfect reviews, but the one that I have I really like, so I figured it'd be all right. Now here's some others: Gigabyte, MSI, ASRock. But that was a little cheaper. I don't know what the difference is. MSI's I built machines. Well, I worked on machines with them. I said, yeah, I built a machine, a 6-core AMD with a MSI motherboard, a Tiger kit. It was fun. I liked the way it worked and everything. But let's see. There it is. Now, it was maximum 64 gigs, so that's why I liked that one. That's why I had it in my wish list. I moved it from my wish list to my compare list now because it went up from where it was a year ago or so. So there's one of the ones I found. This is the one I was talking about. Let's see. Yeah, that's the last one in the list. This is the one that has like a whole bunch of them in the bunch of model numbers. Well, which one are you going to send me? You know. So where's that little section? Oh, it's 50. Well, at least it didn't have any 1 stars. But I don't know. Maybe you could write them and ask them. Well, there's only 2 reviews though, and that was in 2015. So I don't know. But you can't. I'm running a dual core, or not a dual. I guess you could say dual core, 2 core, however you want to say it. They say it different from Intel to AMD, you know. In that ASRock motherboard with DDR2 memory, but it's not in the compatibility list, but it is a similar model number. But and I'm not sure. That's what I'm getting around to. I'm not sure if that's why it crashes though. Why? Maybe the video doesn't work right in it, because it looks like, I'm pretty sure it's a video that's causing the crash, the way it looks. The way the screen looks with the colors and all. Normally. If it just crashes, it just go black. So, and if it was a kernel crash or something like that, you know. And but you know, I've gone on, and I took the power supply apart, and I mean, I would say there's a 90%, 95% chance that power supply is going bad because of all those swollen caps and how they look. So, what I want to do soon, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, we'll see. I got that 650 watt power supply in Mom's machine that's good, and I think I will just go ahead and take it out and pop it into that ASRock and see, and run it for a while, do some stress tests on it and see if it crashes, and then I would know if that motherboard could run non-listed processors. That's another thing. I don't want to buy a processor not in the list of supported processors and have it not work. Can't remember. I cannot remember now. Oh, it's in computers. I've been reorganizing things, and so I used to just have that ASRock, you know, just start typing ASRock. Here they are. Here's all those motherboards, but what everything I've found for this thing. Where is that? There it is. Here's the support list. Well, actually, I wanted to leave that up. So here's the support list, the dreaded support list. It's fantastic that they do, you know, if it's that they have that list, but this is what I have, N68CGSFX. And what's cool about it, okay, you see the different colored memory slots there? 2 of them will do DDR3 and 2 of them do DDR2. So you can run anything from a dual core to an 8-core 8350 in it. But they have to be, to work right, they say, have to be in this list. And actually, I was looking through it, pouring over this, and doing searches for these model numbers. And a couple of these are server processors, and I think that one there is like a quad core, not an 8-core. I don't remember. So it's really not that many 8 cores. This one, some of them you can tell. FD4300, that's a quad core. 4150, that's a quad core. 4100, quad core. These X6, you can't tell by the number. But these are all 6 core though. The X6 are 6 core. Different speeds. Of course, you'd want the fastest one you could get. But I only found, in my last couple of weeks is looking around, I only found one that was, actually I have it in my, so these, for instance, go over here. I've made some notes for myself. Where are they? And I put those, here we go. One is, well, which one will I get? This is what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure that is what I was just showing you. It's got all this lists of numbers here, and this is the number out of my list. That's the only one. These others are somewhat similar but different, numbers. And so what are they going to send me? Why are they listing 4 different model numbers like that? I think they're just going to send you whatever they have on hand or whatever they just feel like picking up at the time, you know. That's not going to work. I mean, it won't be optimal even if it did work, you know. This one, is that the right one? Yeah. Let's get that number out of there. That I did this earlier today. I went through. I already had found them, and I went back and figured out what was what. That's only got one number in it, and I just now realized that the total is the same. So you could buy this one with free shipping, or this one with shipping, still going to be the same total. So that is what you're going. You know, you're going to spend $82 to get a used processor. It's really way too high for it. You know, things that are used should be half price of new, not 3/4 to 80-90%. It depends on the popularity and the demand, I guess, but especially electronics. But if you go back to the product information, then there it is. 2.7 gigahertz, 6 core, and there's a picture. I mean, unless you know, assuming that's looks like it is. I can't tell for sure. I'm not good at that, but I think that's a picture of that model. So see what the one review has to say. Runs like a champ. Well, they're happy with it. I mean, I built a 6 core. They're good. They're not. I would rather have an 8 core because I was able to slow it down with video. You know, well, I did a bunch of video editing on it because I made a bunch of instructional videos for that person, a whole bunch of them. And that was before I discovered OBS Studio. So I was using GTK record my desktop, and then I had to edit them after that because a lot of times they would audio and video get way out of sync, and I'd have to edit the heck out of them. I was also learning how to set up that program. It's counterintuitive. You want your in GTK record my desktop. If you want your you know, your desktop audio and video to be in sync, I can open it. It still should be set that way. 5 frames per second, and I kept trying to get as close to 30, the normal frame rate, as I could. That makes it worse. And you would never dream of going down to 5 frames per second and expect audio and video to be in sync. But with this application, it works perfectly, and you can do at least an hour-long videos. This is a good app, but it only it'll only save in I think it's OGV. Let's see if I have that file extension. It's OGG video is what it is. It won't do anything else, I don't think. You won't do, and I have a whole bunch of videos that I can't upload to YouTube because I think they quit supporting it. I think they used to. I swear they did. But so I have to convert them, and I haven't ever done that. But back to my other sidetrack. I kept wishing I could upgrade her machine, but because I had that cool motherboard, but I don't think it's going to be. Only thing I can really figure out now is would the processor and the thing machine, you know, would that run good with a good power supply? So I can use her power supply to figure that out. And unless I come across something worth buying, not, you know, an $82. Can't find that page again, but not an $82. There we go. Not $82 for a used processor, then. And I did see, well, I saw one of this type on one of those foreign sites for, it says, but you can't trust them as far as you know, you just, I've written to them, and they lie on their ads, you know, that Alibaba, it's on one of those, it's on that site. There's one, that's not it, but there's one that says it's $1 to $25 for one of these 6-core processors, and that's gone anyway. That was one I saved. It said, I don't know what that was, something else. You can organize that by the site too. So I saw it earlier today when I was looking through all this. I don't think it was Alibaba though. I think it was one of those other, like, I don't think it was AliExpress, but AliExpress is Alibaba, but it's Alibaba, or however you're supposed to say it. I don't know. I can't find it. As you can see, I've got too many links in here. But anyway, point being, it was it says $1 to $25, and if you could get a 6-core for $25, but it wasn't in the list. It didn't have a. They would. I tried. Well, of course, I guess some would be different than others. People dealing with them, of course, but the ones I tried to deal with, they just give me. They were dodgy. They weren't going to tell you anything. I mean, their advertising processor, they said it was new all over that page, and then when I asked about them, I figured it out. I was like, these are used. I could tell by the pictures they had and stuff, and I wrote and asked them, and they said, well, of course they're used. And I said, well, it says on the site they're new, and then they just didn't answer me. So then I wrote a complaint on them, but Alibaba never answered. So, and that was years ago. 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and since then I've heard lots and lots of complaints about that site. So at least with Amazon, if anybody screws you around, they'll straighten it out. They'll give you your money back. So even if you might pay more, it's better to pay a little more sometimes than to get completely ripped off. I still can't understand why that icon changed. It used to be a YouTube icon. All right, I can't even talk anymore. I think it's time to quit. Shouldn't have shut the browser though, because uh-oh, somebody's coming in. Hang on. I'm quitting, getting ready to quit. Oh, you need help?
What is all this on my tab?
Oh, hang on, I was fixing to quit this. Okay, so I'm going. Bye-bye.